Bureau in collaboration with Addis Media Network. I'm Abebech Gobena. Students, this is grade 5 English language home tutorial class. In the previous class, we've talked about modal verbs of advice. Students, do you know what modal verbs means? Let me write here, modal verbs. What the function of modal verbs? I hope you have learned this one in the previous class. So, please tell to your parents, when do we use modal verbs? Students' parents, please let them do and encourage their attempt. Okay? You have only 30 seconds. Bravo. Students, we use modal verbs, 1, to talk about ability. To express the ability of someone or something. And maybe another one is just to express obligation. What about another concept? We can use what? To express necessity. Necessity. To show us something is very important or necessary. Is it clear? Nice. And that's how we can use modal verbs to talk about advice. Am I right? Bravo. Not only that, and also we can use to express prohibition. Do you know what prohibition means? Prohibition means something which is not allowed to do. Is it clear? Good. So, the topic of our previous lesson is just about modal verbs of what? Is modal verbs of advice. What are they? They are 1, should, ought to, and had better. I hope you have some information about this concept because we have learned it in the previous lesson. Am I right? Good. For example, when do we use should, ought to, and had better? As we just mentioned or on the topic, modal, we can use them to give what? Advice. But they have a slight difference. Here, for example, here, I should do my assignment. Look, I should do my assignment. When we say it, this means just it shows that what? As you're talking about yourself. And you have to do it. It is very important, a necessity, okay? It's necessary to do my homework. What about ought to? And instead of should, we can put ought to. And also I can say here, I ought to do my assignment. My assignment. This means we can use ought to in place of should. Am I right? Bravo. So, what about had better? It has a slight difference. Okay? We can say here, you had better go home unless your mom or your mother will punish you. Will punish you. Look, in this sentence, just I'm giving advice. This means a strong advice. If you don't do this one, something will happen here. You will be punished. The negative, maybe the negative action will be happen after the had better. This means just means a what? Warning. Okay? So what about our today's lesson? Our today's lesson is here talking about life history. Life history. Students, at the end of this lesson, you will be able to talk about someone's life history. Okay? Someone that you know well. And also at the end of the lesson, you will be able to discuss life history of Abebech Gobena. Is it clear? Lastly, you can simply understand how can we write someone's life history. Okay? Bravo. So, when we say talking about life history, what do we mean? Here, talking about life history means talking about life history is a detailed account of persons told or written by someone else. So what we're saying, talking about life history, this means it is a detailed account of persons told or written by another person. Is it clear? Nice. So if we were talking about someone who passed away or who died, you have to use for the person who passed away or died in another ways, we have to use past simple or past tense. Not only past simple, we have to use what? Past tense. Because that was already happening in the past. Is it clear? What about the person who is just living at the time of speaking? We have to use what? Present tense. Am I right? Bravo. So, let's say something about the structures. The structures of talking about someone's history. Or maybe sometimes it can be said, sorry, okay? So what structure should be followed? The first one, there should be, it includes important experiences and events. So the first part is just, it is said, introduction. So, under introduction, what could be written? 1, full name. Full name. The second, there should be date of birth. Date of birth. And, yes, place of birth should be written. Don't forget, if you want to write about someone's history, so you have to start from full name. Full name. Then, date of birth and place of birth. What about the second structure? The second structure is just early life and education. And education. So, what should be written under this concept? When we say early life, 1, you have to write here family background. Family background should be written. Another one is about education and early life interests should be included. You have to write the family background, education, and early interests, and then you have to write what? Childhood experiences. I hope you're with me. Are you? Nice, yeah. So under early life and education, you have to write about family backgrounds. Education and early interests should be added or included here. Another one is childhood experiences. Right? Good. The third one. The third structure. This should be about achievements. Achievements. In your life, or maybe in that person's life, what he or she achieved or complete. So here, the first one is professional journey should be written here. Journey. The next point here, major achievements or success achievements. And then the major contribution should be written here. Major contribution for his or her society. Major contributions. Don't forget, while you are writing about someone's life history, so you have to put his or her achievement, her successes. Okay? So professional journey, when we say about his or her education level, okay? Then here, what he or she achieved, the main point should be included. And major contribution, what he or she contributed for his or her country. Am I right? Bravo. The fourth one should be about personal life. Personal life should be included in the about that person's history. When we say personal life, we mean that about family status. Family status. This means is he or she married, divorced, are not married, single? That could be added there. And also how many families or maybe children he or she has. That should be included. Another one is personal history, when we say about his personal experiences. Personal experiences. Personal experience should be added. Don't forget. His personal experience means the experience that he or she shared or what he or she did in his life. Am I right? Bravo. And also maybe we can put here about his educational level or education level. Education level. That's the fourth point. The next one is the fifth structure that should be included is about challenges and struggles. Look, in this sense, the challenges that he or she faced in here or in his life should be included, should be added here. Am I right? Good. So when we say here, this one, what challenges? Or maybe obstacles, we can say obstacles he or she faced. What kinds of challenges or obstacles he or she passed through. Okay? Another one is here. How did she or he overcome? Overcome means solve the challenges. How he or she solves the challenges. So this should be the part of the challenging life he or she passed through. Am I right? Bravo. What about another concept is that the sixth one is the legacy. Legacy and impact. Here, in this sense, legacy means the heritage, something good that he or she did for his or her country. Am I right? So, this one should be here. What he or she shared for their country. Their country should be included. Don't forget, because we are going to write about someone's life history, okay? Good. So another one is here, nowadays, how they are remembered. How they are remembered. Huh? With what? With in their country. Here, if he or she did something good, the people or we remember in our today's life. Isn't it? Bravo. So, students, while you're writing about someone's life history, please don't forget to put such kinds of structures. Good. So, and also, what if you're talking about yourself? Or if you're talking about someone who is just alive. Who is alive means who is just living at the time of speaking. So we have to use present tense, yeah? So, at that time, maybe this should be written in present tense. And you have to write what he or she designed, what will be done in the future. Something which should be done in the future. Because this one is about someone who passed away. Okay? But if you're writing about someone who is just living at the time of speaking, you have to write what he or she plans to do or in the future. Okay? Bravo. So, what about if you're talking or if you're writing, how can you start? How can you start? Okay? Let's say you are going to talk about someone else, about maybe Thomas Edison, about Abebech Gobena, or about someone else. Bravo here. So, while you are here, while you are talking about someone else, you have to start from, we are talking orally. If you are talking, you have to start from what? Different kinds of styles can be used. So we have to say today here. Today, I'm going to tell you about, can you say with me? Yes, please. Today I'm going to tell you about. Say it again. Today I'm going to tell you about. If you are writing, you can say here, today I'm going to write about. Okay? Today I'm going to write about. And if you make this one short, maybe you can say, I'm going to tell you about. I'm going to tell you about. If you make it contract or short, you can say, I'm going to tell you about someone else. Okay, let's say you are going to write about Abebech Gobena because it's just directly written in your textbook. I hope you read it, yeah? Bravo. So why don't you start about Abebech Gobena? Yes? Come on. Now, I'm going to write certain point about her because we don't have time to write all points. While I'm writing, every student should listen carefully because I'm just going to write then, say it orally. After that, you can listen and some vocabulary words are just written in the text. The vocabulary will be asked if you are ready. Good. Come on here. Abebech Gobena Heye was born on October 20, 1938 in a small village. In a small village called Shebel in Ethiopia, or we can say Shebel, Ethiopia. She was called the Mother Teresa of Africa. Her husband was killed in Italy, therefore she was raised by her grandparents. Until the age of 9. At the age of 10, She was married. She was married without her consent. But she ran away. She ran away to Addis Ababa. Addis Ababa. She started living better urban life. And they got married again. This time voluntarily. Okay, look. This is the first part of about Abebech Gobena's life history. Okay? So, in this concept, we can simply understand the concept that we raised in the structure. Okay? As we've said so far, we have to start from what? Introduction part. Introduction part should contain full name. Am I right? So here, full name. Abebech Gobena Hey. This is full name, okay? Was born on October 20 in 1938 in a small village called Shebel, Ethiopia. Look, this one is the introduction because we raised here her full name and also when and where she was born. Here, Shebel, Ethiopia. This is what? The place where she was born. What about the time or the date? October 20, 1938. Am I right? Good. Then this one just will be about the body of the paragraph or the body of the passage that we are talking about. So, she was called the Mother Teresa of Africa. Do you know Mother Teresa? Mother Teresa is the person who did very good and necessary things for her country. Okay? So, her husband was killed. He was killed in the Second Italian War. This is the struggle that she faced. Okay? What about this? Therefore, she was raised by her grandparents until the age of 9. At the age of 9, look at this one. At the age of 10, she was married without her consent. Bear your mind. The word consent will be guessed. You will guess the meaning of the word consent, the meaning of the word raised, the meaning of the word killed, and also the meaning of the word what? Here we will see it. Consent. But she ran away. Contextually, what the meaning of run away here? To Addis Ababa. Then she started living better urban life and they get married again. So in this sentence, this is what? This marriage again, this time voluntarily. Look, now it's time to answer the question that will be asked about Abebech Gobena. Okay? Come on, students. Please read the passage again. Let me give you 1 minute to read it again. Only this one. Then, while you are reading, bear in your mind the underlined words, especially the underlined words and the general concept of the passage. Underlined words when we say here, consent, voluntarily, yes, run away, and killed, raised, and this will be asked. Ready? Read for 1 minute. Bravo. I hope you read it. Nice. So, I'm going to ask you some questions from the given passage here. Activity 1. Activity 1. According to the paragraph, let's say paragraph because we didn't get the time to finish all about hair. According to the paragraph, answer the following sentence or questions. The following questions. Question number 1. Abebech Gobena was born on blank. The second one. She was born in a small village called blank. Number 3. She was said she was called the blank of Africa. Nice. And another one will be here. Activity 2. This one is vocabulary, okay? Activity 2. Write the meaning or synonyms of these words. Look, number 1. Killed. Number 2, ran away. Number 3, consent. Number 4, voluntarily. Okay, students, I hope you're ready because you read the passage or the paragraph about Abebech Gobena. There's a very short paragraph, okay? Now it is time to answer this one, okay? You have 2 minutes. Do it. Well done. You're finished. Bravo. So, what about the first one? Please, tell to your parents. Yes, I hope, students' parents, I hope you're following your children. Please, let them practice. Check whether they are following this program or not. If they are not following, please advise the children. Okay? So what about the first one here? Abebech Gobena was born on, well, October 20, 1938. Am I right? Sure. So what about the second one? She was born in a small village called Shebel. Nice. If you said Shebel, you're right. What about number 3, the third one? She was called Blank of Africa. Yes. The Mother Teresa of Africa. Mother Teresa of Africa. I hope you did like this. Fantastic. If you did like this, you're welcome. If not, please never give up. Because after practice, you can do it well. What about activity 2? Write the meanings of these words. According to the passage, the word killed. Killed means passed away. There's nothing there. Passed away. This means died. Okay? Died. What about run away here? Run away. Run away means moved. As it was said, she ran away to Addis Ababa. This means she moved to Addis Ababa. Or maybe sometimes it can be said traveled. Traveled to Addis Ababa. What about consent? Consent means, yes, willingly or willingness. Willingness. Consent means willingness. Being interested to do something without her consent. This means without her willing. Bravo. What about voluntarily? Voluntarily means something that you do for free will. Free will. Bury your mind. Voluntarily means something that you do without payment. Because that is priceless work. Priceless work. It's very valuable work which we do not need or do not ask for payment. Or we are not doing that for business. Okay? Nice. Good students. I hope I'm clear. Nice. So let's summarize what we've talked today. Today we have talked about writing or talking about what? Life history. Then life history means just detailed information about someone else, which is written by another person. Is it clear? Just like biography, okay? Nice. So when we are writing about someone's life history, we have to use some structures. That's one is. Introduction should be there. You have to introduce what is his or her full name. Then date of birth, date of place. Another one is about early life and education. In this sense, we can say something about childhood experience and, yes, the interests of that child, and then you can maybe mention other things which is very important. Another point is about achievements. The achievement or a success that someone do or did should be written. And also the personal life, the relationship between someone else, about family status, and also about personal experience can be written there. Am I right? Nice. Another one is about challenge. Do you know challenge or obstacles that he or she faced? And the last one, the legacy or the impact. What impact he or she on her country? Okay? What she did for her country should be right there. This means the heritage or something that he or she did as legacy. Am I right? Thank you very much. Bye-bye.